Why Lando Calrissian's Star Wars future won't go the way you think. Oh, who cares?
Hello. Start this gangsta shit. Mr. Motherfucker, thanks I get. Hello. I started this
Oh yeah, welcome. All right. Chipper up. Let's perk up. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of the comic book industry, creator of Cyberfrog, and my new comic book, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, which is available for pre-order in a link in the description. I am the illustrator of Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Dr. Peterson, thank you. And I am a great big Star Wars fan. And I have to keep reminding myself of that because every single day the news gets weirder, it gets worse. We are entering into a cultural battleground called Culture War Battleground called Star Wars Gate. It's connected to Gamergate. It's connected to Comicsgate. Basically, all it is social justice warriors invading every single one of those hobbies and trying to destroy it. But we remain, like I said, we're going to stay perky, we're going to stay optimistic, and we're going to look at the good stuff. Why Lando Calrissian's Star Wars future won't go the way that you think. All right, first of all, a couple days ago, they announced that Billy D. Williams will be coming back to reprise his role as Lando Calrissian, probably in no small part thanks to the great job that Donald Glover did as Lando Calrissian in Solo. And he was fine. He was okay. The movie was a travesty. I'm sorry, that is my opinion. Some of you may think that is, being harsh. I can't help it. I didn't like that movie. And I could tell that it was pieced together from a bunch of other ideas that didn't quite make sense. I mean, most of us had that kind of thought. And that is because, Chris Miller and Phil Lord took that script, the initial script written by social justice warrior John Kasdan, son of Lawrence Kasdan, who was supposed to be writing the script, but pawned it off to his son, who was the writer of, three episodes of Dawson's Creek. Gave it to him. He wrote a great big social justice-y, sad little movie, and Chris Miller and Phil Lord turned it into a comedy, at which point they were fired, and Ron Howard was hired to come in and basically fix it, make it into not something funny. Hey, Ron Howard, people are going to laugh at this. We don't want people to laugh. Can you please take the laughs out of this movie? Can do. All right, so that's basically what happened, and that's how we ended up with Solo. It is a disaster. However, amongst that, you do have the towering performance of Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, who had to deal with the weirdness, the weird revelation mid-promotion that Lando Calrissian was something called a pansexual, which to the person who made that statement meant that Lando Calrissian had a sexual relationship with his droids. This was all very weird. It was all very weird. So, now Billy D. Williams, this poor man who played Lando Calrissian so many years ago, 35 years ago, is going to have to come back and bear up under the what social justice warriors have done to his character. And good luck to him. So why won't Lando Calrissian's future go the way that we think? Because they don't know what they're doing over there. Because they're not following any prescripted story. They call that subverting your expectations. What they end up with is a great big frustrating mess, like The Last Jedi. Why, Nien Nunb? Why do they make you wet in here? Why? I mean, I guess. But why? It's filthy. It just, look at that. That looks like porn. All right. If the sequel trilogy has proven one thing, it's that it loves to defy fans' theories. Now, it also loves to defy the fans. We're finding that out, and it's frustrating. There seems to be a pervasive attitude at Lucasfilm to irritate and annoy the fans. This same attitude existed to some degree in comics. I think it still does. This theory that an angry fan equals an engaged fan. It's like if you're really angry that Captain America just came out as a Nazi, you're going to buy more issues of Captain America, aren't you? Right? Wrong. Probably wrong. At least long-term wrong. And the same misguided notion, I think, is governing a lot of what's going on at Lucasfilm right now. You might want to buckle up, baby. Additional casting for J.J. Abrams' Star Wars Episode 9 is reaching light speed and bringing with it some new faces like Carrie Russell. Carrie Russell's not exactly a new face. She's no spring chicken. She's beautiful, but we've seen Carrie Russell. We've known her since the 1990s in an undisclosed role, Mara Jade, and the long-awaited return of Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian. The news broke Monday of Williams' return to the Star Wars film franchise, something fans have been clamoring for since his absence in The Force Awakens 2015. Yeah, we have wondered why Billy D. Williams was not in the movie as Lando Calrissian. We have wondered. You got to do something. You got to do something about that. He is now the last remaining. I was going to say he's the last remaining undisgraced, character from George Lucas's original trilogy. But in a way, Don Glover disgraced Lando Calrissian by proxy. So even though Billy D. Williams hasn't been humiliated yet, he will be. Oh, you will be. You will be humiliated, Billy D. Williams. I'm sorry. That is the way these weirdos operate. Whatever happens to you is going to be embarrassing. While Williams has voiced Lando in many Star Wars animated and video game iterations over the years, he hasn't appeared as the character in the flesh since 1983's Return of the Jedi. The former smuggler played a key role in this year's Solo, a Star Wars story, where he was betrayed by Donald Glover, but regarded by many as a high point in the film, and I just said so. Solo explored the future Rebel pilot's first encounter with Han Solo, including an explanation of how he lost the fabled Millennium Falcon, setting up the history between the two that comes into play in The Empire Strikes Back. Sadly, an interaction between Han and Lando resides in the past, as Solo tragically met his end at the hands of his son Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. Alright, so, basically, this is how badly they've goofed all this up. They killed Han Solo in the first movie in a ridiculously pointless way. Han Solo and Luke Skywalker never get to meet up again. That killed that. Then they killed Luke Skywalker in the next one, and that was pathetic. And now we've got Lando Calrissian just floating around out there. He's all alone. He doesn't get to hang out with his buddy Han Solo anymore. Maybe he'll get to meet Chewbacca, maybe. That would be nice. No Leia. Luke Skywalker, no. So what is this exactly? It's a disorganized movie trilogy. It's completely disorganized. When you watch all these together, back to back, it is going to be a thoroughly unsettling experience, I predict. So it all resides in the past. There will be nothing. There will be no interaction. There will be no redemption for any of these characters. They're all going to die. Disney is going to kill them all. Disney is now the Grim Reaper. Lucasfilm is basically they've dug holes. They've dug 6-foot holes for all of these characters, and they're just waiting to kick them in. And here comes Billy D. Williams. Get ready. You are going to get kicked into a hole. Now, we're trying to rescue you with our trebuchet of justice. We are not justice. We don't use that word. Trebuchet of righteousness. Our trebuchet of righteousness. That's it. We're trying to save Star Wars, but we're going to be too late. I'm afraid. Lando's presence will certainly be welcome as the Resistance finds itself at its smallest since its beginning, and in need of heroes to turn the tide against the First Order. Well, what about Rey? Isn't Rey enough of a hero? What about Finn? What about Poe? Right there, you've got Leia, you've got to stand in for Luke, you've got to stand in for Han. That's all they needed. Chewbacca is still there. Why do you need more heroes? Why? That's plenty. That is, of course, assuming he returns a hero. Lando's inclusion in Episode 9 will find the character in an interesting position, with Han and Luke dead and Leia presumably absent following the death of actress Carrie Fisher. I would say that would mean that she's absent, yes. She will not be able to make it. Lando is the only central human character from the original trilogy who can still join the fight. He provides a link to the past and a history that began long before our current generation of heroes, Rey, Finn, and Poe, were born. The sequel trilogy has quite admirably dealt with the past. That's your opinion. Anchoring it to perception and myth while refraining from name-dropping and an over-reliance on fan service. So, Yeah, don't make the fans happy. No more fan service in regard to classic characters. No, just kill all the classic characters. That'll show the fans. Much of Abrams and Rian Johnson's Star Wars films have dealt with the failures of the older generation and their incapability to replace their true selves with the fantastic stories that are told about them throughout the galaxy. In other words, we've seen these icons presented as humans rather than legends. Perfect. That's what we want. That is just what we want. We want these legends, these people that we have been waiting to see for a long time. We want to see them as crippled has-beens. We want to see them as depressed, lonely, afraid, making poor decisions. We want to see them as cowardly, in hiding. We want to see them returning to grift and things like that. The things that they started out as kids. We just want to see them as humans, right? I mean, yeah, that's perfect. Even though they've done such great things and they've inspired so many people, hey, they're nobodies. They're nothing. This is good. This is a good attitude from Disney. We've seen Han and Chewbacca forsake the rebels in favor of a return to smuggling. How pathetic. Leia make hard decisions that favor the lives of the many over the few, and Luke give in to his fear of failure and hasty decision making. Yeah, it's all wonderful. Wow, it's so inspiring. Well, it doesn't seem. I'm getting angry. I gotta stop getting angry over this stuff. But I do. I care about this stuff passionately. I care. I'm sorry. I care about Star Wars. I care about this. And we've let these weak people, these damaged people, come in and ruin these wonderful characters. And they've got, oh, well, we're trying to humanize them and show them that they aren't legends. Well, what if they are legends? What if they are people who started out small like us and became something bigger and became something better? What if they did? What if they went on to great things? What if they went on to happiness? No. Oh, okay. Misery and failure, and then we kill them. It's great. That is terrific. While it doesn't seem novel enough that we'll find Lando returning to smuggling in Episode 9, his absence from the Resistance makes it seem likely that he's returned to his role as Baron Administrator of Cloud City, or a similar position that perhaps sees him take a neutral role in the war. Look at him. He's like, dude, you don't know what you're in for. It's going to be awful. This is what we're doing right now to our seniors, by the way. It's like we're bringing back Billy D. Williams to kick him into a hole. We look at what's going on with Stan Lee. Look at the utter mistreatment of Mark Hamill by Rian Johnson in the return of the role of Luke Skywalker. This is how we treat the people that we idolized, our heroes. Maybe Harrison Ford was right. During development of The Last Jedi 2017, Johnson originally considered Lando for the role of Codebreaker that Finn and Rose searched for, a part that eventually became DJ, the worst character, and went to Benicio del Toro. Absurd. DJ's mantra, "Don't join," is similar to Lando's position in Empire, where he betrays Han, Leia, and Chewie to Darth Vader. Although Lando eventually redeems himself in Return of the Jedi, it would not be surprising to see Lando jaded in the event of yet another galactic war. One of the most interesting angles, stop it, Last Jedi explored with concern to the perspective of ordinary citizens is that the Resistance and First Order are often seen as the same. Yeah, because it's all the same. There's no good or evil. And arms dealers make millions selling to both sides and prolonging a war with no clear heroes or villains. This is so SJW. It's so soy-based. There will, of course, be those fans clinging to the expanded universe. Yeah, they're clinging to the expanded universe. Like, please, don't make this non-canon. Don't make this go away. We believed in this. We stayed true to Star Wars for so many decades thanks to the expanded universe. The media now fittingly categorized as legends and placed in the non-canonical state following Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm. Who will expect to find Lando as a major rebel leader? In the Legends novels, Lando marries, has a son, and owns a mining facility while still providing frequent aid to his old friends in missions that included going up against a resurrected Palpatine, oh my god, and helping Luke search for Force-sensitive students, while still having time for his gambling habits. As one of the last few remaining original Star Wars characters, there's certain to be a large amount of expectation attached to Lando's presence in 9. While the Legends canon asserts Lando's heroism, something expected after Return of the Jedi, the sequel trilogy has taught us not to give in to expectation. No, do not hope for anything. Don't hope that anything good is going to happen in that movie theater. Don't hope. It's going to be terrible. As Luke says to Rey in The Last Jedi, this is not going to go the way that you think. He might as well have been saying that to J.J. Abrams. That statement could be applied across this new series of Star Wars films, and it's a good rule to go by. Yeah, because as much as internet speculation will position Lando as Finn's father or as a rebel savior, the reality will likely be something much more affecting and honest. Lando has encompassed both the good and bad sides of the galaxy, its selfless and selfish nature, and it's that narrative, the one that makes him human, that's more interesting than any legend. That's a return worth getting excited about. Well, that's nice. That's not what's going to happen. Now, here's my prediction. Here's what I would like to see happen to Lando Calrissian. Still gambling. I don't even need him to do very much. I want him to try to win back the Millennium Falcon from Rey and Finn, and I want him to have a heart attack and die with the winning hand. I want him to die having not received the Millennium Falcon back, which was all that he has now. He's got his memories of being a suave, I guess, pansexual swashbuckler, gambler, thief, rogue, and now he's old. That's all. They shouldn't do very much with Billy D. Williams. He is very, very old, and I think he moves around on a motorized wheelchair. So I don't expect to see him running and jumping and shooting and blasting. Keep him behind the table. And I guess we're gonna put Billy D. Williams to sleep here, Lando Calrissian to sleep, and boy, whatever it is, I'm sure it's gonna be tasteless and disgraceful, like everything else that has been in Disney Lucasfilm so far with regards to the original Lucas characters. It's too sad. But. Like I said, I am excited about Billy D. Williams getting on the silver screen again. I think that is a great thing, and I will go to the movies to see him. I have to. It's my job. Without you. No, nothing would be fine without you. Nothing would be fine without my subscribers. It would all be terrible. It would be very, very sad. I would be lonely. I'd be lonely without you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Thank you for spreading the good word. Thank you for sharing my videos on Twitter, social media. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, for coming to my live streams, and thank you for backing Cyberfrog Blood Honey, buying T-shirts, and all of that stuff. I do appreciate you very, very much. Thanks especially to everyone on my Patreon. Those are your names scrolling up the side of the screen. These are my Patreon backers. You guys are very kind. I appreciate your support. And to everyone out there, thank you. Subscribe to this channel. Would you please subscribe? Become a part of our community, our growing community. And hit the bell for notifications so that you never miss a video. We love you. See you again soon. Show your friends you support independent comics while showing the world who you back in the fight against the swarm with the brand new Cyberfrog t-shirt from Crypto Fashion and Comic Artist Pro Secret. Sizes come in small to 5XL, and take your choice of colors between navy blue, white, and black. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and order the Fandom Menace, Go Get Daddy's Belt, Tico, and Soilo t-shirts as well. Link is below in the description. You're gonna look great. People love these shirts. They fit wonderfully. Thank you very much. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist, but it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again.